Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Education for Aspirants. Today I am going to discuss the concept of insertion and deletion of elements into a heap tree. So let's go to insert the elements one by one into the heap tree. So at the time of insertion, we will take care about two things. One is, so we will follow the complete binary tree rule for the insertion, and second is, at the time of insertion, we should ensure that the value of the parent node should be greater from all its child node. These two things we need to take care. Clear? So first we will insert 12. Before 12, there is no element present in the tree, right? That's why 12 will become the root node. So just insert 12. Then second is 46. As per the complete binary tree, 46 will become the left child of 12. After insertion of 46, if you will compare 46 with 12, then you will find that 46 is more from 12. So what we need to do here? We need to swap 46 and 12 so that 12 will become the child node and 46 will become the parent node. Then now we will insert 14. So insert 14 is the right of 46. If you compare, then 46, the parent node value is more from 14. That's why there is no problem. Now we will insert 36. 36 will insert as a left child of 12. But after insertion of 36, the value of 36 is more from its parent node, that is 12. So what we will do? We need to make a swap. So if we will swap, then we will get the tree as 46. Then 36 will become parent. Then 12 will become its left child, right? Then 46 right child is 14. Now we will insert 13. So as per the rule, 13 will insert as a right child of 36. Clear? And 13 is less from 36. That's why there is no problem. Now we will insert 77. 77 is the left child of 14. And after insertion of 77, we find that the value of 77 is more from its parent node, that is 14. So what we will do here? We need to make a swap in between 77 and 14. After swapping, we will get the tree as 46, then 36 as left child, then 77 will move to the off. That's why 77 will become the right child of 46. Then next 36 left is 12, then 36 right is 13. Clear? Then 77 left is 14, because after swapping 14 will become the child node. But now after moving 77 as a parent node, don't stop the process here, because 77 still it has a parent node. So that's why what you will do? You check 77 with 46. After checking, you will find that parent value 46 is less from the child value, that is 77. So what we need to do? We have to make a swap. And after swapping, we will get the tree as 77 will become the root node, then 77 left is 36, then 36 left is 12, 36 right is 13, then 77 right is 46, because 46 will come down as a child node, then 14 is the child of 46. Clear? So now everywhere you can find all the nodes are satisfying to the condition of max heap tree. Clear? Now we will discuss the complexity analysis for the insertion process. To understand the best and worst case complexity, we will consider the insertion process of 12 and 77 inside the tree. Okay? You know that before insertion of 12, there was no node present in the max heap tree. That's why to insert 12, simply we will insert it, and for this insertion, we don't require any comparison as well as any swapping process. So the time taken to insert the node into the heap tree is 1, and in the complexity term we can represent it as a order of 1. Why order of 1? Because we don't require any comparison as well as any swapping. So that's why at one time it will take one time to insert that node into the max heap tree. Clear? And we will consider to this as a best case for the insertion of element into the max heap tree. Now we will discuss the time taken to insert 77 into the heap tree. So you know that to place 77 into its appropriate position in the max heap tree, we performed several comparison as well as swapping operation inside the tree, isn't it? In this example, first we compared 77 with 14 in the second level. So when we will compare 77 with 14, 77 will move up and 14 will come down. Then we compared with the 46 in first level, right? And after comparison, 77 move up and 46 come down. Clear? You know that in a complete binary tree, it will take maximum log n levels to store n elements inside the tree, right? So in this way, we can say that in a worst case, to insert an element into the max heap tree, it will take log n time for comparison as well as log n time for the swapping to get the appropriate position, right? Now we will find the complexity. As per the complexity rule, the time taken to insert a node is total number of comparisons considered as well as total number of swapping performed. So in this case, total number of comparison how much we will consider? Log n. Similarly, total number of swapping how much we consider? Log n. So total time taken how much? 2 log n plus log n, that is 2 log n. Clear? And you know that when we are finding the complexity, we are not considering the constant terms. So that's why we can write this term as a log n, big of log n. Clear? So the total time considered to insert a node in worst case is log n. So that is for only one node. If inside the tree n nodes are there, then for n nodes, n multiplied by log n, that is n log n. Clear? In complexity, that is big of n log n. I hope understood. Now we'll switch over to the deletion process. Before moving to the deletion process, the question is, can we delete an element directly at any position inside the max heap tree? The answer is no. Why? Because after deletion of the element in the max heap tree, it will not satisfy the property of complete binary tree. Hence, in a max heap tree, we cannot delete an element from any position. So in a max heap tree, only we can delete two elements directly. That is the last leaf node present in the last level. Second is the root node. These two nodes only we can delete directly from the max heap tree. Now here the last leaf node is what? 14. So now we will delete 14 from the tree. Though 14 is the last leaf node, hence after its deletion, neither the property of max heap tree will change nor the concept of complete binary tree will change. Hence, we can delete the element 14 in order of 1. Clear? Because it is not required any rearrangement. That's why to delete that 14 from the tree, it will take the order of 1 time. Isn't it? So, the complexity of this deletion process is big of 1. And we will consider to this as a best case time complexity to delete a node. Why best case? Because it is not required any comparison, any swapping. Hence, it is the best case. Now, we will discuss the process to delete the root node in the max heap tree. Here, in this tree, after deletion the root node, that is 77, the tree will become headless or rootless. See, so there is no element present here because 77 we deleted. Without root, there is no existence of tree. So therefore, the rule says that the root node in a max heap tree can be deleted only by replacing its position with the last leaf node present inside the heap tree. Clear? So if you want to delete the root node, then how will you delete? You can delete it only by replacing the last leaf node. What is the last leaf node here? 14. So after replacing 14, we can delete the leaf root node from the tree. Clear? But here the question is, why only the last leaf node but not with the other nodes in the tree? The reason is, if it will replace the last leaf node, then it will not change the property of complete binary tree. See, I replaced 14 with the root. So it will not make any problem in the order of the tree, right? But if I will replace 46, then 46 will become blank. So it will make disorder to the complete binary tree rule. But you can observe here, after replacing the root with the last leaf node, the problem of complete binary tree solved here. But it is not satisfying to the max heap tree property. See here, the value of 14 is less from 46 and 36, right? So to maintain the property of max heap tree, in a worst case, we need to make two number of comparison as well as at least one swapping in every level, isn't it? For example, let you want to make this sub tree as max heap tree. So what you will do? You have to compare 14 with 46 as well as 36, so that the higher element will come to the root. So though I swapped 14 with 46, so 46 become parent and 14 become its left child. Then the problem not solved here. Again you need to check whether 14 is more from its child node or not. No, it is not more from its child node. That's why what you will do? You need to make a swap in between 14 and 26. 26 will become parent and 14 will become its right child inside the tree. So here, to delete the root element, in worst case it will take in every level we require at least two comparison and one swapping. So if in a complete binary tree log n levels are there, the time taken to delete a node is total number of comparisons performed and total number of swapping performed. So total number of comparisons how much? 2 multiplied by log n. Why 2? Because we compare two elements, right? Left child as well as right child. Then you find the higher element. That's why 2 multiplied by log n plus how many swapping? Only one swapping in every level. That's why log n. So 2 log n plus log n, that is 3 log n. And you know that in the complexity term there is no meaning of constant value. That's why we can write that is log n time. Clear? And when you will represent in complexity in big O form, that will become big O of log n. I hope understood. So to delete an element, in worst case how much time it will take? Big O of log n. In best case how much time it will take? Big O of 1. Clear? I discussed both the insertion and deletion process in a heap tree along with its time complexity. Hope you understood thoroughly. So in my next lecture, I will discuss the process of heapify and the heap sort procedure to arrange the element in a order inside the structure. Thank you.